Yes, class 11. Now, this is the fast poetry. What I am going to discuss today, that often Westminster Bridge, written by William Wordsworth. So, it is common sense what I want to repeat in every class, that before going to discuss the poetry, you have to recite the whole poetry properly and know the title and the poet fast. So, upon Westminster Bridge, it's a place in London City where from you can watch the whole London City very clearly without any barriers, without any obstacles. So it is the place, the highest place, top place in London City. And how the scenario of London City in the early morning, observed by William Wordsworth, that was described in September 3, 1802. It's a lyrical ballad which was written by William Wordsworth. Now, who is William Wordsworth? Normally, we can say he was the naturalistic poet. Means he was nature lover. Actually, a real romantic poet. Before discussing about the personal life of William Wordsworth, you have to know something, that he was a sensitive as like the barometer. He was very truthful, simple in mind, and always represents the reality, aliveness of the nature. He always give a description about the beauty of nature, which can give you the different parts of life, different kinds of life, what never been possible. And the most important thing, that he finds the life inside the nature. So throughout the Wordsworth poetry, if you study, you will get that the nature has a life. If you behave properly with the nature, if you apply yourself naturally, so nature will behave like a gentleman, gentlewoman, or whatever you can think. How does it happen? It's normally he passed his life, the maximum part of the life, in the Cumberland, which is full of, covered with the natural beauty of hilly area. His best friend was Samuel Taylor Coleridge, who influenced him to expose the reality of life through the nature, what is universal. So the reflection of mind and spontaneous expression of the language, what you loves, that only possible through your romanticism. So in 1798, it's the most important era in the life of English literature, where he published the lyrical ballads with the collaboration of Coleridge. This is the beginning of the Romantic age. Romantic, it's nothing. It's a real self-belief about the aliveness about the simplicity, about the reality of life. He was the real pioneer. He was the leader, means he actually the initiator or the promoter of this romantic age. The Tintin Abbey ode on the intimation of immortality, prelude, all these poetry will provide you. What do you mean the romanticism? Now the poet comes to this poetry with a different story. তাহলে এতক্ষণ ধরে যে ব্যাপারটা আমরা আলোচনা করলাম যে উইলিয়াম ওয়ার্ডসওয়ার্থকে আমরা একটা ন্যাচারালিস্টিক পোয়েট কেন বলি, কি কারণে? হি ওয়াজ আ রিয়েল নেচার লাভার. Why his lyrical ballads acquainted us with the romanticisms of literature? How does his writings touch your heart? That all these questions will be answered one by one. What I discussed, যেটা আমি ডিসকাস করলাম এর মধ্যেই আনসারগুলো লুকিয়ে আছে. Now the poet, touched by the untainted beauty of the of the morning over the city of London in his poem, Wordsworth describes the pure and peaceful beauty of his city before the bustle and hurry of the day have started. The poet is moved by the somnolent beauty of the morning that wraps up the city in tranquility. In this part, the poet really want to describe to you the peace and calm situations of London city in the early morning. What is just happened before the busy, that bustle and hurry, busy life. It was really fortunate that he was one of the persons who actually gets this chance and opportunity to watch this beauty in this quietness, in this calm situations of the environment. My dear students, this is the introduction of the story, but I'm telling a different story before going to this poetry. Once upon a time, William Wordsworth and his sister Dorothy was going to the home through the way of Westminster Bridge through the that is called a cart which is turned by the horse. On the way, somehow William Wordsworth was stopped on the bridge and actually wrote down the scenario what's never been seen in the London city in his whole life. Why never been seen? Because normally the London city is full of pollution due to the congestion, due to the industrialization, due to the huge carbon monoxide gases actually covered the whole area. Now, my dear students, please try to remember that on that age, that it was 1802, 3rd September, William Wordsworth realized about the pollution and informed us, if you are not aware about it, what will be happen? What is now going to be with COVID-19? Means the nature is very simple. If you nurturing properly, she will nurturing you as like a son, as like a daughter. Now, this was the question এটা আমাদেরকে সাবধানতা অবলম্বন করতে বলছে। সো এই পোয়েট্রিটা পড়ে, if you really realize the simplicity of nature, I think the West Bengal Syllabus Committee and William Wordsworth will be successful. তাহলে শুধু নাম্বার পাওয়ার জন্য নয়, to know the nature, you just try to remember this one. Let's start the poetry first stanza. So before going to the poetry, just I want to tell you the whole story. Already I have started the introduction. So from the Westminster Bridge, he looked all sides of the London city, and he realized that this kinds of majesty, this kinds of glory, what's God never been given to anyone. Its city is covered. It's with the greenery. And all the seas, towers, domes, theater, temples, they are now very calm and quiet. And if you look towards the new horizon through the field, you will see it is totally smokeless air. Nothing cloudy is there. Everything looks beautiful, and it will attract everyone. The beauty is to become the highest rock when the sun rays fallen from the up to low. And what happened? The all sides, one way the natural beauty of the sun, other way the fields is covered with the greenery, and just beside this there is a Thames River is flowing in its own way without any obstructions. That means it's the freedom of nature. It's most important. So finally, he actually tell the peoples they are really dull, who are getting the chance and passing away throughout the bridge without watching it. And he felt himself so much fortunate. That's why at last he thanks the God that he has given his the opportunity to watch these kinds of pollution-free environment in the London city. And finally he directed us that please be mighty, please be heartful towards the nature for the protection of us and the next generations. So my dear student, I think you have realized what I want to say, what actually the poet wants to say through this poetry. If you realize and apply your general life, so the Westminster Bridge and also William Wordsworth will be successful in life. Now come to the first stanza. Earth has not anything to show more fair. Dull would he be of soul who could pass by. A sight so touching in its majesty, the city now doth like a garment wear. The beauty of the morning silent bare, save towers, domes, theaters, and temples lie. So the first stanza actually shows that the poet was watching the whole city from the Westminster Bridge, means the whole earth actually indicated the whole city. It's the fairest one. It's so more fair. It's nothing. No one would be comparable with this beauty of the London city from Westminster Bridge. And the people are dull, people are dumb, they are actually fool who are passing by without watching this. They are actually soulless. They have not any heart to realize the beauty of the earth. A sight so touching in its majesty, oh, it's a glory of God. It's a greatness of the nature that's provide you that kinds of clearness. The city now doth, that is actually poetic words, does. The city now does like a garment wear. Means the city is now looking something, greenery is covered the whole city. Means city is now wearing a new dress. So the beauty of the morning silent bear means the poet is watching that everything is open, everything is clear, everything is transparent to hear. And what? The towers, shops, domes, theater, and temples, which are lofty buildings, rounded vaults. Everything is calm and cool because that one, the bustle and hurry, is now not to be start now. It's just before. When it will be start, then everything will be covered with the cloudy. So, my dear students, this is the summary of the first stanza. And I think you will write down this one properly, according to your language, your realization. And one thing I remember, just write down the 4 or 5 questions here. Who is William Wordsworth? And these kinds of words you need. Words talking তোমাদের করতে হবে. So now write down the questions. Who is William Wordsworth? Why he was called the English Romantic poets pioneers? Why he was so sensitive towards the nature? Where from he watched the London city and enjoy the beauty? Whom did he call the dull one and why? What was the original time when he was watching the natural beauty of London city? That's all. I think if you do all these questions answer properly, you have no problems at all to realize the first stanza. Next day, I will discuss the second and third stanza. I hope you will study in your home, write the summary, and send me your writings and the question answer through my channel with comments or my WhatsApp number 790 868 7462. Thank you for watching.